Hey YouTube, here's a video I shot this morning on a flight from Jackson, Michigan back to Fulton County, Ohio. Here we're doing a formation takeoff. It was interesting this morning because we didn't have GPS. Both of the aircraft in this shot here, the RV that's in front of me and myself, you can't really see it on the instruments here, but my GPS tablet was not getting any kind of signal. My transponder was not either. My phone was, but my Stratus, which I also carry in here, and I have a Strat-X, we're not getting GPS. We're not sure why. So the other thing I did here during this flight is I was flying on autopilot and doing a few things where you can see here I changed the heading bug and did a turn here, and then do I think a right-hand turn here. And you can see, you know, this is all the autopilot. And it's nice and smooth. You can see the bank angle here. I'm super happy with the product. So it was interesting because there was a helicopter coming north toward me. I'm flying south at this point. And he was on the radio and I could hear him. We were talking and he wasn't really sure what his intentions were going to be. So I'm like, well, do I turn left? Do I turn right? What do I do? And because he wasn't sure. He's like, well, I may go north. I don't know what I'm going to do. So finally, I just like, you know what? I'm going to change my altitude. I'm going to pull off here, heading more to the southwest. And then I come in here and I'll change the altitude as well. Because I was flying east, I was at 3,500 feet. Once I started passing south and went more southwest, I dropped down to 2,500 feet. And you'll see that I dial it in on the autopilot, start the descent. Initially here, I think I have a 400 foot per minute descent. And then it was taking a little bit of time and it was getting fast. By the way, I took the airplane up to 175 miles an hour, mainly because I'm just really checking. I want to see if there's any flutter, see if I'm having any problems. I edited some of this video for length. It was about a 25-minute flight. But I was changing the gain settings and everything, and I'm really happy with the way it's performing at this point. It was finally a calm day. I've flown it 3 other times with the autopilot and couldn't really dial it in because we were just getting a lot of turbulence, and it was bumpy on the flight up a little bit and a little bit on the way back, but it was about the calmest day we've had in a while. And so here you can see it's basically been in a descent here, starting to pick up a little bit of turbulence, but all I'm adjusting is the rudder and the throttle on the flight, and it undershot, I guess is probably the right word for it, the altitude here. I set it to descend from 3,500 feet to 2,500 feet. It got down to 2,500 feet and it went too low, and so then it started climbing. So it missed it by about 100 feet, probably, something like that. It wasn't super egregious, but it did miss it a little bit. So I had to put a little bit of power back in once it climbed back up to altitude. And then you can see here, basically, I think we found altitude. You can see a little bit of turbulence. What I'm liking about the gain settings I have, and I don't remember what the settings are specifically. If anybody wants to know, I can put it in the description. But basically, it's not over aggressive in hunting down the altitude it's trying to hit, basically. And same with heading. So I think I've got the roll gain at 20 and the pitch gain at like 30 or 35, something like that. So yeah, here I'm looking for traffic. It was a beautiful day, as you can see, and there were quite a few airplanes out flying around. We had some people in our pattern, and a friend of mine was flying out in front of me, and that helicopter was doing whatever he was doing. I don't know. He didn't know. So anyway, setting up here, I think I'm getting ready to cut to my final approach and landing here. Yeah, I believe I'm coming in. I picked up on the left base, left turn here to final. A little bit of a crosswind. Landing 090, winds were out of the north a little bit. It was kind of light and variable pretty much at this point in the afternoon. I don't remember exactly what the winds were doing, but I know there's a little bit of a left crosswind, not much. So I'll come in here and do my landing. But yeah, the GPS anomaly was really strange. When I shut down and got fuel and restarted to taxi back to my hangar, I got GPS signal. I recycled my transponder in flight and finally got it to work, but my iFly 740 never did. My Stratus, or sorry, my Stratix never did either. It was really strange. But the aircraft automation autopilot, super big fan of. That thing has been amazing so far. Yeah, here you can see the PAPI lights. You can see a little bit of a wing rocking here with the turbulence. And nice landing here. And yeah, so then back taxi, and there's a little bit more video here as the back taxi happens, but I'll drop the narration at this point and then go from there.